on, everyone? This is the Popcorn Heroes review of Mortal Kombat. I am Armando. With me today is Pedro.
Hello,
what up?
hello.
What's going on?
Yo, chilling, man, chilling.
All right, today we'll be talking about Mortal Kombat. That was released on HBO Max and on theaters.
To the max.
And in theaters.
Mm-hmm.
So you could have watched it either or. But today, me and Pedro are going to tell you what's up if you haven't seen it. Maybe we could help you save some buckaroos.
I mean, it's on HBO Max, so if you have that already, then you ain't wasting buckaroos.
That's true. But remember, depending when you activated it. Because if you activated for the Snyder Cut, that means you had to reactivate it again for the next month. So you had to pay an extra month for HBO Max. So it depends on when you put it on. All right. Anyways, Pedro, let us know the synapses of the movie. Take it away.
So the movie is called Mortal Kombat, and just like the title, I missed that song. They tried really hard to make a new one, and
it was terrible.
It was not good.
Did not flow.
Not good at all. Not even a little bit. Like, I was listening to it after the credits, and I'm like, nah, this ain't it.
Doesn't even pop nor hit.
Not at all. So, this is a movie based off the video game series Mortal Kombat, obviously. The fighting game about fighting tournaments where you need to, win or else you all die. But, of course, the movie decided not to do that. And the movie was about these fighters getting together to unlock their powers to defend Earth from Outworld, which is the other dimension, essentially, that's gonna try and conquer them. That's the most basic gist of this movie.
Cool. All right, Pedro. Thank you for that lovely synopsis. But
You're welcome.
Pedro, tell us, in your very, very smallest of thoughts, and your rating, what did you think of Mortal Kombat?
So I was actually very excited for this film, and I gotta say, I was very disappointed. I give it a 2 out of 5. I didn't like it. I straight up didn't like it. The only reason why I didn't give it a 1 is because there was some stuff that was semi-cool. It was a step above a sci-fi original movie, but it was still on the level of sci-fi original movie. So it felt very low budget. The acting was horrendous, which, you don't really go to this movie for acting, but it was still horrendous even on B-movie quality. And the story was trash. They created their own fucking thing, their own original story. They didn't follow any of the video game stuff. They created their own fucking character that was also horrendous. And the best character they barely put in the movie. And yeah, man, I just didn't enjoy it. I didn't like it. Sorry.
Nice.
And wait, one more thing.
Okay.
The choreo was bad. I was excited they were getting real like martial artists. Especially Joe Taslim, who's in The Raid and in the show The Warrior. And I'm like, man, his choreo is so fucking good. But nah, man, this wasn't it. I was not feeling it one bit.
Yeah.
That's it.
I have to be in agreement with you, Pedro. I give this shit a 2. And the only reason why I didn't give it a 2 is because I actually enjoy some of the action sequences that was happening. The acting was very terrible. I don't think anyone acted good except maybe Scorpion. I mean, he was pretty good. Whenever I see him, I think he's a good actor. So he acted it well enough for what his part was. Like,
Right. I guess so.
Except at the end when it was pretty bad.
Yeah.
But apart from that, Sub-Zero shit looked amazing. I think that's where the entire budget went to, is making Sub-Zero look pimp as fuck, because his ice shit was on point.
That's it. Scorpion
looked pretty cool too. Man, what else can I say? Fuck this. I mean, there's nothing memorable about this movie. Everything's so trash.
Yeah.
Fuck. I don't know. It just felt weird. It just didn't. It didn't make sense. It just didn't matter. You know, they changed things up for no reason.
Yeah.
I mean, I understand what they were trying to go for. You know, the sequel is for the tournament, and this movie was just a setup for the tournament. But even the setup for the tournament was pointless.
Mm-hmm.
I guess we'll talk about it more. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Pedro, before we go into spoilers, just in case for anyone who hasn't seen it, do you recommend it?
No. Don't. If you have HBO Max, you might as well watch it. But I wouldn't recommend it. No. And I definitely wouldn't recommend you getting HBO Max for this film. Not at all. Not at all. This is a watch it if you got nothing else to do type of movie, but that's it. That's it.
Yeah. I don't recommend it, even if you have HBO Max, unless you're dying for some content and you've seen everything, which is highly impossible. This movie sucked. Right.
I'm on the same level. I'm on the same level. Yeah.
Don't waste your time. Don't watch it in theaters. Don't watch it on HBO Max, even if you already have it. There's much better shit on HBO Max to watch than this crap. Yeah, try to avoid it if you can. Yeah. But let's get into spoilers if you haven't seen it. If you don't care. I mean, if you haven't seen it, I mean, don't watch it. Yeah. But if you don't care, stick around. Let's get into spoilers. If you have seen it, stick around and see if you agree with us. Let's get into it. Spoilers ahead. Spoilers.
All right.
Here's spoilers. Spoilers ahead. Spoilers.
All right. So.
All right, Pedro, what I don't fucking understand, right, is that this whole movie was an entire setup to get together to get ready for the tournament. But these motherfuckers could cross into the regular world. Why can't they just fucking take over the regular world and that's it? What's the point of the tournament? And this movie, there's no point.
It's against the rules. That's why. It's against the Elder God rules.
Fuck that. Where are the Elder Gods that could smite them? Like, there's nothing stopping them from taking over the world. Honestly, there's literally nothing. Because they kept saying, oh, it's against the rules, against the gods. I'm like, all right, where the fuck are these gods that could fuck you up for taking over the rules? Which they were already breaking the rules.
Raiden was the only one, but he wasn't doing anything.
Exactly. So, like, the rules were already being broken.
Yeah.
So, like,
I know. It was dumb.
What's the point of the tournament then? I think it would have made more sense is if, you know, they would have made some. I think it would have made more sense if they couldn't cross over, because that's the whole fucking point. They want to cross over because they want to take over, you know, that Earth plane, you know, and so if they could already do that, then what's the point of them wanting to take over? It just didn't make sense.
Yeah, because the tournament is supposed to be like in an area between the realms. Yeah. So, yeah, pretty much this whole movie was, hey, the bad guys are gonna cheat, and there was nothing wrong with that. It was dumb.
Essentially, yeah.
But that's just one of the many reasons why it was dumb. They didn't do a tournament for a movie called Mortal Kombat about a game about tournaments.
I'm okay with them not doing the tournament. It just that thing bothered me a lot. I'm like, these guys could cross over. Yeah, both of you could cross over. So does it fucking matter?
Yeah. So the no tournament thing happens only in Mortal Kombat 3, but the story is that they invade, like full-blown invasion. That's the plot. So it's them in the city fighting to survive. That's what the video game of Part 3 is about. So that makes sense because it's a full-blown invasion. But this one, you don't get the full-blown invasion. Like you said, you just get a couple half-assed people going, I'm going to kill the little couple of X-Men protectors that you guys have, because the powers thing was also stupidity.
Yeah, that's another thing I didn't understand. What the fuck has these powers have to do with anything?
Yeah, so they wanted to find a way to explain how all of these fighters have their abilities that they have in the video game. So they come up with this idea that you're born with a tattoo or you inherit the tattoo.
Yeah, you inherit born through you get it through being born by inheriting, right? Like your ancestors have had it, or you could kill somebody for it.
Right, and then get it. So it's like X-Men. And yeah, I didn't care for it, that you just have your powers, your powers awaken, and it just didn't make any fucking sense, because what was Kung Lao's tattoo power? What did it do? Did it make him teleport, or did it give him a magical hat? What was Jax's power? He had robotic arms, but did he only get them because his arms were amputated? What if his arms didn't get amputated? What if he still had his arms? What would happen to his arms? Would his arms have turned into metal anyways? I don't fucking know. Yeah. What is this? And how did the monks give him a really shitty skeletal arm and his powers made him beefy? What was that all about? I don't fucking know. It didn't make any goddamn sense.
Yeah.
So I thought that was really, really shitty. That was stupid.
I think it would have just made more sense if they were just born that way.
Yeah.
Like random people are born this way, and those are your protectors.
Yeah.
You know, some shit like
that. Because clearly there's magic in the world. How the fuck did those monks create robotic arms that can move? Like, it's fucking magic, right? So why couldn't these people have... it really bothered me. I'm watching it and I'm like, wait, what? Why? And then one of the biggest things that I was worried about, and I was right in being worried about it, was this original character. This Cole Young character, who they just fucking put him in there, which the writer of the film said that when he got attached to the film, that was one of the studio's mandates. They said, when you make this film, you have to have this original character be in there to explain all the stuff to him. Which is bullshit, because you could have just had any other regular fucking character like you did in the original and just have the film explained through them. Like they did it with Johnny Cage and Sonya and Liu Kang last time.
Yeah.
And you essentially didn't want to put Johnny Cage because he's a white guy. So instead you put Kano, who's a white guy, and then make him the comedy. Like, it's like, wait, you took out a white guy for comedy to put in a white guy for comedy. It's like, what? It's the same shit. It's the same exact shit.
But he's not a main character.
That's right. And he's a villain. You're right. He's a bad guy. He's a bad guy. Yeah, no. And Cole Young was such an awful character. And I didn't understand.
And his plotline was pretty pointless. He was the ancestor of Scorpion. I mean, he's a descendant of Scorpion. And then they confused a lot of people, because everyone thought he was the baby, but he wasn't the baby, because that baby had happened centuries ago. So it's kind of like
and the baby was a daughter, was a girl.
It's kind. I'm like, come on, dude, the fuck.
So here's a big thing, right? So this is what you get, right? Yeah, they didn't say how many years later. So everyone thought it was the baby. Everyone thought whatever, and you're like, oh wait, no, that was a girl. It couldn't have been him. So how many years has it been? Has it been hundreds of years? Okay, so hundreds of years, Scorpion has been dead. Got it. But why is Sub-Zero still alive? But he's not a zombie or anything, and he's not immortal, so how is he still alive? Alright, cool. And why did his name suddenly, he goes, my name is not Bihan, it's Sub-Zero. It's like, where did that come from? Like, that, what? Like, I didn't understand. Where, and how, you're speaking English, okay. But wait, you were speaking English in the flashback, right? You're speaking Chinese. Scorpion only speaks Japanese. You're talking to each other in your own native languages where you don't understand what each other is saying. But then at the end, Bihan, aka Sub-Zero, still speaks English. Okay, got it. But then Scorpion at the very end says, get over here, which is clearly English, but he only spoke Japanese. But okay. And oh my god,
what a fucking mess.
And I didn't like that they put Cole Young so that they wouldn't put Scorpion in the movie, because Scorpion, I don't even know why he suddenly appeared at the end. That was never even hinted at.
I think because of the kunai, when he bled into it, I think it activated his powers, and then it unlocked Scorpion. You know.
Yeah. So that was the DLC code to unlock him into the game, so he can be a hidden character. Yeah. And then Player 2 jumped in the game. I didn't like that it was a 2 versus 1. It should have just been, get Cole Young out of here. Just make the movie with Scorpion in it, and then end it with a Scorpion versus Sub-Zero, and have Scorpion kill the shit out of Sub-Zero. Like, I mean, he did it here, but that 2 versus 1 thing didn't really feel like anything.
Yeah. You know, I was talking to this with one of our coworkers, Crispy. And I was telling him, look, the best part of that movie was the beginning of the movie. The Japanese and the invasion of, whatever. The Chinese invasion is clearly what it was.
You're right.
What I wish this movie would have been about is just about them. Just make a story about them, and at the end it with them dying and then becoming, Sub-Zero and Scorpion. Because in the game, there are undead, right? They're dead motherfuckers.
Sub-Zero isn't, but Scorpion is. Sub-Zero is. Because that wasn't supposed to be hundreds of years ago. That was supposed to be like a year ago or something, or a couple years ago.
Yeah.
The fact they did that full time jump doesn't make sense.
Because I've always thought they both were dead in the game.
No, they die now. So now the Sub-Zero's dead, he becomes Noob Saibot, which is like the shadow fighter. That's when he's dead. And then the Sub-Zero you keep seeing in the games later, the one with the scar over his eyes, is Sub-Zero's brother. That's what you see later on.
So Scorpion's the only one dead.
Scorpion's the only one dead, and then Sub-Zero, when he becomes Noob Saibot, the shadow, that's when he's dead as well.
So Scorpion dies because of Sub-Zero still?
Yeah. And then Scorpion gets revenge on Sub-Zero, but then there's a whole twist where it wasn't really Sub-Zero, it was another fighter named Quan Chi who pretended to be him, which obviously this movie didn't even entertain the idea that there was it was all a setup.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Mortal Kombat lore is very crazy because each game retcons something about the previous game. So I understand why you're not going to watch this movie and go, oh, they didn't follow the games. Because the games are confusing. Yeah. But at the same time, you don't totally throw it under the table and do something totally new. That whole powers thing, bullshit. The whole new character thing was bullshit. And then you bring in these Z-list characters that are pointless. Like, you bring in Nitara and Reiko, which are like the most forgettable characters in some of the later games. You brought them in just to get killed.
Yeah, they're cannon fodder.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you, actually, now that I brought up Nitara, which is the flying chick, that was actually my favorite scene in the movie. Was Kung Lao's fatality. Because it was just like the game. Now, my complaint is that the newer games, when you do a fatality, there's just something so good about the cinematography of it. The way they move the camera to make it like dynamic and you actually really get into like the gore or the craziness of it. Whenever they did other fatalities, it felt boring because it wasn't visually like, I don't know, it wasn't
different.
Cinematography wise, it wasn't good. Or maybe it's just because I played the game so much and the games really made it cool and dynamic that now I'm just like, oh, okay. That's it. Yeah, I did like Cabal. I liked Cabal, but it just felt like an underused character. He's essentially just the Flash. And I don't know, man. There's just so much wrong with the fucking movie. It just didn't make any sense. I absolutely hated where they put themselves in a bubble just to do a bullshit last minute training montage and of them. I didn't like any of it. I didn't like the plot. I didn't care for it. I didn't care for any of the characters.
I didn't like how ham-fisted the video game references were like Kano wins. I'm just like,
yeah,
or then
Kano wins,
or Kula flawless victory or whatever he says. Right. I'm just kind of my god. And then the other guy, the dragon guy, what's his name?
Liu Kang.
He goes, oh, fatality, Liu Kang. I'm just like, oh my god, dude. I'm like,
no, he goes,
Jesus.
He goes, fatality. This is for Kung Lao, and it's like, but Cabal didn't even kill Kung Lao. That was Shang Tsung. You got vengeance on no one. You did nothing.
I'm just like, yo, this is like too in the nose. Like, I wish somebody else would have said it, because in the end, someone else always says it. It's not themselves. Like, that's just so fucking stupid.
Yeah, exactly. Like in the OG movie, the one from 94, 95, it was like Shang Tsung says, flawless victory, fatality. But he's like the announcer, so it's fine. You don't say it while you're in there. Yeah. But the one that really took the one that really took me out of it was the Scorpion one. Yeah. You set up that Scorpion only speaks Japanese. Only. That's it. That's all he does. He doesn't know a lick of anything else. The dude's speaking Chinese, probably Mandarin. Doesn't know what the fuck he's saying. Yeah. Maybe it was Cantonese, actually. Don't quote me on that. And then Get over here. I'm like, what? How did you learn that?
Hey, man. He learned it in hell, okay, dude? He learned it in the underworld. Okay.
Yeah.
They spoke to him in English. He took classes, you know?
Yeah.
He went above and beyond to catch to make his catchphrase happen.
The only thing that this weird plot did make sense of is how Sonya was able to get her laser. Because she does have a laser move that everyone is like, what the fuck? But, you know, the later games pretty much made it seem like it was a state-of-the-art like gun or technology or something that she would use. But in this one, they were like, oh no, she took the laser attack from Kano and created her own laser attack. And I'm like, I guess within the logic of the movie, that makes sense. But everything else in the movie doesn't make any fucking sense, so...
Yeah.
Fucking Goro. Goro, completely wasted.
Pointless. Yeah.
Stupid. Anticlimactic.
Mm-hmm.
The fight with him and Cole Young was boring. I didn't care for it.
It was just him running for his life the entire time.
Because I didn't like Cole Young either. His move was, I could take a beating. So, okay, he's a terrible fighter. They show he's a terrible fighter in the movie. And all he could do is take a beating. So what's his power? His power is he can take a beating now. Because he can absorb the hits.
And transfer kinetically, like Black Panther.
Yeah, but then they gave him like these I can't even remember what they're called. It's the fucking essentially the police batons. I can't remember what they're called. There's an actual word for it, but yeah.
They have swords at the end though.
Yeah, it had swords at the end, and he used that to just slice up Goro, and I'm like, all right, cool, anticlimactic, boo-hoo. Yeah, man.
Yeah, overall the movie was trash. It's funny because like they killed a lot of people in this movie.
But that doesn't matter anymore because it shows at the end that Shang Tsung is just going to bring them back. That's why he absorbs all of them back in, like Kano, Melina. You didn't see him do it to Goro, but you're assuming he does it to Goro. Damn, who the other one was the oh, of course, Sub-Zero. So there was a Easter egg, I guess, that when Sub-Zero was like dying, he takes off his shoulder pads, where he's just like wearing all black and he looks a lot thinner. That's his Noob Saibot look. That's what he's going to look like when he gets resurrected. So obviously when he dies like that and he's all in black and then Shang Tsung does the whole, absorbing whatever the fuck, it's hinting that he's going to come back. But it just seems like the movie had no stakes then. Like, oh, you fought to kill these people, but they're just all going to come back anyways. Yeah. Like all of them.
It's a waste of time.
It's a waste of time. The movie was a waste of time. The movie was a try and... oh no, our heroes need to learn how to use their abilities. That's like a slot machine. You just get a tattoo and what's it gonna be? Oh, it's fucking robotic arms, even though, I don't know. Nah, dumb. It was all dumb. Yeah. I didn't care for it one bit. And,
It was pointless, dude. It's literally the definition of a pointless movie because the plot didn't go anywhere. It's just people learn how to use their powers. Great.
Yeah.
That's the gist of the movie.
And then they're like, yeah, you guys like the movie? Check out right before the credits. Your favorite original character is going to Hollywood. And then it shows Johnny Cage. And I'm like, okay.
I love how they shove that down your throat too. They're like, oh, yeah. I'm going to Hollywood. Ah, man, what are you going to do over there? He just whatever. And then it goes pan to a poster of Johnny Cage. I'm like, all right, I get it, dude. I fucking know it's him already. You said you're going to Hollywood. Why are you shoving this down my throat? I get the fucking reference.
And then they're like, we didn't hire anyone yet.
So they're showing from the neck down. It's like, oh man, this is fucking stupid, dude.
It really felt like a low budget movie overall, though. It felt like a higher tier sci-fi original, original, which isn't saying much.
You know what's crazy? That I wish they would have just continued those those YouTube Mortal Kombat shorts that were coming out back in the day.
Yeah, man,
those were amazing.
They were good, and then they brought back the original actor that played as Shang Tsung. They were good, man. And then you had Michael J. White as Jax. It had a pretty good cast there. Well, it was really good. From that, they created this because they were like, "Oh, people want rated R ones. Mortal Kombat isn't for kids anymore, so let's do this." And then we got this, and I'm very disappointed.
Yeah.
And I just feel bad because.
Go ahead.
I was trying to find his good name. There we go. I feel bad because Joe Taslim, who's Sub-Zero, he signed on for 4 more movies, and it's like, is it really gonna make 4 sequels? I mean, at the end of the day, you never know. There's fucking 10 Fast and Furious movies.
Yeah,
technically, if you talk
people
about
really like this movie though, man.
Mortal Kombat.
Yeah,
people liked it.
Yeah.
Ugh. Honestly,
it's the most watched movie in HBO Max right now.
Oh my god! So it
over Godzilla.
Ooh, and Godzilla Kong was big. So I was telling Shanti. So this is the same weekend that the Demon Slayer movie came out, which is the biggest anime right now. Like, and they were coming out the same weekend, and I'm like, Demon Slayer is gonna knock Mortal Kombat out the park, and it was until Sunday. Sunday, Mortal Kombat demolished Demon Slayer. I'm like, what? I wouldn't have guessed that.
But Mortal Kombat 1 is the box office, I think, with 23 million, I think, something like that.
Yeah. So as of Wiki right here, it says their budget was 55 million and their box office is at 51.1 right now.
Ooh. That's worldwide?
I don't know. It says here that they're quoting Box Office Mojo. Box Office Mojo. I'll have to look that one later. Oh, wait. It does say here. No. Domestic is 23 million.
Yeah.
Worldwide is 51 million.
Oof.
So they're about to make their budget.
Yeah.
But like you said, people do like it apparently. I wonder if it's one of those, like, it was so hyped that everyone just dove into it this weekend, and then afterwards they're gonna go, I'm not gonna go again to the theater or any of that shit.
Yeah, people really enjoyed it, man.
Did you like Kano? I actually did read a lot of everyone's like, oh my god, Kano stole the movie. He was the best. I'm like,
I mean, he was the cheesiest of all the characters. He had all the puns, so it makes sense why people will like him. But I don't think anyone stood out in this movie for me. I think everybody sucked. No.
Yeah, I think Kano was supposed to be their version of the everyman, the one that questions the logic of the movie.
Yeah.
There always needs to be that character, but oh man, one of the biggest parts where I actually yelled at the screen in the movie is at the end when, the fight is all over and then Raiden comes out and he's like, "You guys did it." And then Cole Young looks at him and goes, I thought you said you wouldn't get involved. And I'm just like, he didn't get involved. He did nothing. What do you mean? What is that? And then Raiden kind of did that smirk. He did that smirk of like, haha, I did get involved. No, you fucking didn't. All you did was teleport people into different parts and do 2v2. That's all you did, which is nothing.
He got involved though.
I guess. Shit. That was so dumb.
Oh, man.
They want to kill us? Let's give them a combat. So you had a fake combat in Mortal Kombat. So that was them. That was the writers going, hell yeah. They thought we weren't going to do a tournament. We did. We're so cool. Nah, dude.
Yeah. It was crazy. This movie almost got beat up by Demon Slayer in anime. Of all things. Which is insane.
Yeah. It almost did. I want to say, so when I read it on Sunday,
it says
Demon Slayer was down by 1 million last I checked.
Yeah, right here, Mortal Kombat did 23.3, Demon Slayer did 21.1.
Ooh, that was close. That's close.
That's too close for comfort.
Honestly, man, I saw Demon Slayer, and Demon Slayer is fucking awesome. So,
oh yeah, it's good.
It's so good, but it's a direct sequel. It's a direct sequel. So normally anime movies, I'm getting a little off topic here, but I'm gonna be quick. Normally anime movies are non-canon. It's just kind of like, we don't really follow the plot of the series. We're just like, here are the characters, here's an adventure, and then next season, don't worry about it. But in this case, the first season was leading up to a story arc, and then the movie made the story arc. So this is actually required watching before you watch season 2. Required. So wow. I think that's another reason why it got such great viewership, because everyone's like, oh shit, I gotta see this. Because season 2 comes out like in the summer or something, so it's like, oh my god, I gotta watch it.
Wow. Okay. Interesting. I didn't know that.
But anyways, I highly recommend it if you ever want to get into an anime. It's on Netflix.
Cool.
A million times better than this shit. Yeah, recommended.
Yeah, awesome. But yeah, people, this movie sucked. Don't bother.
Yeah.
We'll see if we could get somebody to defend this movie.
I got a feeling it's gonna be Mike. Mike's gonna defend it.
Let's see what he says to defend it.
Can you imagine if back in the day it would have had like a young Will Smith as Jax? He would have defended the shit out of this movie.
Let's see if we could get Mike to record a quick 5-minute in defense of Mortal Kombat after he listens to us.
Yeah, we'll see. It's probably just gonna be like 5 out of 5. That's it. That's his defense.
Oh man! All right, ladies and gentlemen, hope you enjoyed this review of Mortal Kombat. You can watch it on HBO Max or in the movie theaters, but don't do that. Don't waste your time. There's better shit out there for you to waste your time on.
Agreed.
Let us know your thoughts if you saw this movie. Let us know if you agree with us. Let us know if you're a defender or not, or whatever. Let us know. Till next time.
Bye-bye.